United States. To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Trustee Henry, and if you would state your location.
I'm present, and my present location is 12913 Southwest Vermilion Circle, Port St. Lucie, Florida.
And we're all jealous.
I'm gonna work for dinner.
Yeah, trustee Coffee? Here. Trustee Evans? Here. Now we're here.
Yeah.
Trustee Lopez, I'll note his absence. Mayor Williams?
Here.
And I'll note the presence of the fine gentleman. See.
Consideration of planning application 65 East Main Street for change of use. Roll call.
Trustee Henry?
Aye.
Trustee Coffee? Aye. Trustee Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Williams?
Aye. Consider application for ARVs for 40 Nolan Road, 4,000 and 4. Second. Roll call.
Trustee Henry?
Aye.
Trustee Coffee? Aye. Trustee Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Williams?
Aye. Consideration resolution authorizing the joint application with the DLC for food scrap.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Henry?
Aye.
Trustee Coffee? Aye. Trustee Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Williams?
Aye. Consider resolution authorizing effective January 1st, the allegation of land for an entity to retainer agreement effective assigned to assumed by law firm Keenan Bean.
Okay, second.
Roll call.
Trustee Henry?
Aye.
Trustee Coffee? Aye. Trustee Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Williams?
Aye. Consideration resolution discontinuance of planning application of Eagle Energy Storage.
Trustee Henry?
Aye.
Trustee Coffee? Aye. Trustee Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Williams?
Aye. Consideration of resolution for hire a grant writer for $3,750 for the fire department.
So moved.
Roll call.
Trustee Henry?
Aye.
Coffee? Aye. Trustee Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Williams?
Aye. Trustee Henry, committee report, please.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to start off by thanking Chief Signor and the fire department for always doing a great job. In the past few weeks, they responded to 3 possible serious fires, 2 dryer fires and 1 stove fire, all 3 of which, if were not extinguished promptly and effectively, would have caused serious structure fires. So the prompt response and the quick action did a terrific job on all 3 instances. The total number of fire calls for the month of December totaled 78, for a total of 783 fire responses for the calendar year 2023. It's a very busy year for the fire department. EMS, I'd like to thank EMS coordinator Diaz and his EMS personnel for always doing a great job. In the month of December, they responded to 96 EMS calls for a total of 725 EMS calls for the calendar year 2023. That makes a total number for the year for fire and EMS of 1,508 calls. That's an amazing number for a small community to handle. It also should be noted that mutual aid was only received on 9 occasions and throughout the whole year, and that's because our units were on other calls. However, we provided mutual aid 89 times to other agencies. It shows the reliability of our agency. So, a well done job by both agencies, and my thanks for those. And Happy New Year. I yield back as my colleague Mr. Evans likes to say.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Corby.
I don't have anything to report. The building department's proceeding as normal, taking care of all these applications for us and staying top of everything. Tony and Sean are doing a great job. And the library is pretty quiet to send me something soon.
I'm sure, like tonight. Thank you, sir. Trustee Evans.
Thank you. One could imagine, looking at the weather, coming out of the holiday season, our highway and sanitation department has been busy, and if that was a thought, you'd be correct. So as you've noticed, the Christmas decorations have slowly been coming down, and they have all been taken down and stored away for the year. Some minor tree work, trimming back and just moving some dead branches on a few trees around the village. You recall a couple of words I mentioned, just with the leaves having fallen off, and then it makes it easier for that work to be done. So you'll notice that minor tree work happening around the village. Splitting wood at their yard for residents to take to their fireplaces to keep warm this winter. So they have a good pile, so please spread the word to anyone who would be interested in that wood for their fireplaces. We've got a good amount to share with the community. As you may have noticed, there is white stuff on the ground. I do not like using that S word. I feel like it brings on more of it. I'd like to keep that as far away from us as possible. So we were able, due to their hard work and dedication, getting that cleaned up and keeping our roads safe. You will continue to notice when you are entering the village and when you are leaving the village, especially post storms of that nature. You can tell because our roads are clear, they are possible, they are safe. And again, that is all the hard work of our highway and sanitation department. So thank you guys for that. But the storms continue. We can expect sometime tomorrow evening into Wednesday, a rainstorm. So what they've been working on is clearing the snow from all expectations to make sure that water has to take place. So we already know we live in a flood-prone community. So when that rain is coming down and melting all that snow, it creates a scenario whereby flooding becomes more likely. So our guys are out there working hard to make sure that we are able to minimize as much of the impact as possible. And it's been cool. So some of the projects have slowed down quite a bit, but it creates another opportunity to do a lot of in-house projects and doing a lot of that. So we are always grateful for his leadership and his team on keeping our village the way that it is. I have the opportunity to connect with and communicate with Dr. Ryan, our interim superintendent of the Elmsford Community School Districts. He provided a few great highlights of what's going on in our schools. First thing that he highlighted was the school's participation in our Week Across America celebration. It was great to have the students involved, as spectators, as musicians, as speakers. Hamilton student body president is beyond impressive in his conduct, in his speech, in his demeanor. Some may not know. Also serve on the Westchester County Youth Board, and we recently had our youth awards ceremony in December. And the student body president was nominated for that service award. So he's continuing to write out accolades. So I just want to take him not only to speak on the participation in Week of America, but also highlight his amazing accomplishments. Holiday concerts were held at each of our school buildings, enjoyed obviously by student performers, the family members, and of course the community. A congratulations and thank you to the Grady Elementary School for sending more than 100 holiday gifts to Maria Furich Children's Hospital. And so that giving nature continues to be showcased throughout our schools. There was a time back in the day that Grady began of course with William Blackfield Children's Hospital to perform there. And you just see that same spirit just represented in a different way. So we thank them for being a strong part of our community and that given spirit. And congratulations and thank you to Hamilton for sponsoring the food drive that resulted in countless goods donated to Feeding Westchester. That was a huge highlight for them as 2023 wound down. That is all I have. Mary? Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was nice to see the kids there. They've done a lot. Thank you, Commissioner Foster, and the police department for doing a great job as always. Two of our three new police officers started and doing a great job. I've seen them out there on the road. Want to thank you to PBA President Daniel Jordan for arranging for the Northeast Medical to come in and do the health testing. It was really good. That's all I got. Right? Dan?
Well, that's the board of law, I heard police officer is starting tomorrow.
Waited some day for us.
Also, I'd like to request that, the next meeting, we have the official swearing in of the officer. And we're processing and working to get the fourth officer ready. And I would like to thank Mr. Mills for all his work on it. I think I'm kind of crazy.
We already have crazy. Progress. Progress. How are you? Did he sleep? Right? On the public.
Yeah. I need to send him. That was good. I've never heard that. You got everybody else then. My name is Michael Nichols.
Thank you for.
Thank you for letting me be here. And allowing me.
Gentlemen.
Right, thank you for the work. Right.
White Plains Avenue.
Yeah, we live on White Plains Avenue. I live in 1980 to 2020. We've been living here for over 20 years. Right across from us is Cal Nichols Park, where you have parking vehicles. We never had a problem there to park your car. No problem, you understand. I have 3 people in my house that have a car. She has 2. I get 2 in the driveway and we there park across the street, no problem. And if he brought his car, they can park there, no problem. What happens now, we got an influx of people that are parking their cars there that don't live there. There's 2 cars every night from Connecticut. There's commercial vehicles. These people pull up in the morning with 4 vehicles. They get out of their vehicles, they park their car there, get in another car and they leave. They leave them there for 3-4 days, they don't move. So now when we have visitors, they have nowhere to park. I come home from work, I got nowhere to park. I called the police the other day and they came by and they did ticket. There was 2 commercial vehicles, they ticketed. And they didn't move that next day, but then they moved. But then they came back again. And what I would like that the police come by every night after 8, so I don't have to call them every day, and make sure that the commercial vehicles ain't there. Also, we would like to get some kind of residential stickers because these people don't live there. And I pay taxes. It's not fair to me. I have to park 3 blocks from my house to get in my house when there's parking right across the street. I've been living here for 20 years. I never had this problem. Whoever the building inspector is, whoever the building inspector, right behind us, in 93 Everest Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I got to get this because I'm mad. I'm mad as hell. It's driving me crazy. Behind me in 93 Everett Avenue, it's a single family occupancy. It's only a cottage. There's got to be about 20 people living there. He built 2 sheds back there with windows and lighting and heat. He's got people living in there. He's got like 30 cars in his yard. Them people are parking over there, and they're not really residents. They ain't paying no taxes, and I do. And they're taking up our spots. We have to maneuver cars so that we can get parking, and it's not fair to us. So we would like to have this idea, maybe that residential stickers. And if you have residential stickers, no problem. But after 8 o'clock, you don't have that. You don't have a car, you get a ticket.
Good news and bad news. The good news is we'll definitely enforce the commercial vehicles and the cars and asphalt being parked there because there is signage, so we can enforce that. Bad news is we cannot issue residential stickers. You have to be within so many miles of a transportation hub, like a train station or a bus station or something like that. So that's why it was saying,
Well-
we always wanted to do that because like all the business customers are parking in the residential streets and people come home and you can't park there because the customers are there or some stuff.
Well, what's gonna happen is from the summertime, go online, Cal Nichols Park is in the top 10 parks
Yes,
used. And them people gonna stop coming because they gonna have nowhere to park.
we can definitely cover up.
They gonna have nowhere to park.
I mean, we have the right time.
So I need the police to come by at least every night, they need to come by there, 9 o'clock, and just ride by. You see commercial vehicle, ticket it, and that's it. I talked to a police officer from White Plains, and they were saying they ticketed, once they ticketed the first time, the second time they told
That was gonna be my question. That was gonna be my question.
them. Yeah, they told them.
At what point? Do we escalate that? That's my question.
Well, I think that, I'm sorry to interrupt, but as Mike shared with me, because sometimes I'm not up that early, but I happen to be up early the other morning. And I did take some photos. So they come, maybe there were 4 of them out there, 2 in each truck. So they park the trucks,
About what time?
about 6, a little after 6 AM. And then they get in another car and probably go to work. Now, everybody carpools. But, since he's been calling the police, they come back and get the cars at night. And before, they weren't coming to get them. They were just leaving them until they were absolutely ready to come get them. And, one of the things we've done, you know, we were, 21 years ago, we were a new build. And the village was very, very definite on their building codes, right, Tony? And so now, behind us, there is a 7-foot fence.
More than that.
You know, and when we put our fences up, we had to check with Tony to see how far we could go out of our property line. But the fence is built on top of a retaining wall.
That's already 3 feet. And now the fence is so high, the reason they put this fence, so we don't see what's going on. I'm telling you, I know what's going on. And they got, like I'm telling you, there's 2 sheds back there with lights, heat, and windows. There's no reason, that's impossible. People are living in there. And they're living in the basement. It's a cottage. Shouldn't be no 1 or 3 people living in that thing. It's a cottage. And they got all, they got a above pool, brown, huge swimming pool. It's ridiculous. And now they leave garbage on the side of her fence, beer bottles, when they get drunk, whatever they want to do. They leave the garbage in the beer bottles around there. When her landscaper comes through the yard, he's got to clean up all that first. We never had this problem. And it's starting to get really bad. And we love getting really upset. I'm really getting mad. I'm telling you, they're starting to kill me. It's not fair that I pay taxes and I gotta park 3 blocks from my house to get in my house. That don't make no sense.
For me, anytime someone mentions, I had a fire 2 years ago, and much thanks to Ellsworth. We survived. The place was gutted. Now back home, thank God. But anything having to do with fire, I'm terrified. I just can't even imagine that happening behind us.
Exactly.
You know, so that's a concern of mine. You know, everybody's entitled what they want to do on their own property. But when you start putting fire hazards out, it concerns all of us that are right behind them. And that is my big concern, fire.
It should concern all of us, not just those that live here, right? Because those are members of our community that would have to go in and risk their safety, not like that. So, though we may not live near you, and we should all feel that impact, and all want to fix the problem.
After Mike shared with me, that was my concern. Is it so much power back there? I don't care how they run it, is how they run it. But is it something that's a hazard? You know, and I don't like telling on other neighbors because it's not neighborly. Good fences make good neighbors, but theirs is so high, so we can't make it.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, some of these people are.
And you know,
Which I don't have a problem with you parking, no problem. You can't leave your car there for 4 days and doesn't move. Come on, 4 days and you had never moved the car? And then, but you come back and forth and you ain't moving your car because it's convenient for you to park there, get in another car and go to White Plains because that's where you live. It's crazy, man. And it's really, I'm getting upset. I've been there for 20 years and I never had a problem, but it's getting out of hand. And I don't begrudge anyone from moving in and bettering themselves, getting a place there, but you can't overdo it at other person's expense. It's ridiculous. It's out of hand. The commercial vehicles will park there for 4 days. They never move. For 4 days, they never move. And that's when I called the police. I said, this is ridiculous. This makes no sense.
but we're grateful for the response from the police.
Right, we are. Yes, I am. Because they did come out and the police officer told me, he told me to make a suggestion about the
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Stickers.
He said, just bring that up and see what happens. He said, well, basically, they can't really stop people from parking, which I understand that.
Well, in the parking lots, you can, because it's clearly signed that it's only used for the parking, the hours up to be for parking or something, so that we can,
Well, what they did was, we went through that before, so they allowed those that live there to park there, because there's nowhere to park. I got
winter time.
I got two cars that fit my driveway, with 3 people have cars. So we park across the street, no problem. And even if they came and park and then move their car, we have no problem. But you there and it stays 2-3 days, they don't move it. And then so no one else, you know what I'm saying? And then it's not in one car, it's like 3 cars you'll break.
There's no room for anybody else.
Yeah, come on, it's ridiculous. And I just had to come in and bring that up, because I'm trying to man, I'm ready to pop some tires. I'm trying to tell you. I never know. But you get mad, you hear it. But I get mad.
We're on the record.
Not mad, man. It's tired, man.
We'll also look into the sheds in the house behind and stuff like that. Actually, the fire on the opposite side, on Goodwood Avenue, was one of the reasons why we put a law in place about attics and basement stuff, because when people live in the attic and in the garage.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Right, so that's one of that's the house they use, for example, every time people come in for stuff.
There's another house behind us too. There's the one behind, across the street from that one you talking. That's behind us. They got chickens and.
No, I don't have the chickens.
Yeah,
We had to call about chickens.
but they said nothing to do about that.
No, yeah, we passed a law that you can't.
Oh, they got chickens, because they back there, I'm telling you, the chickens are back there. I seen them the other day, they got chickens back there. I saw, but the fence came down, had the windstorm and knocked the fence down. I don't know what they are, I know they're chickens, I know that, I seen them, and, well, I didn't think the chickens, because I called before about that, they said that they, nothing to do about it.
No, we passed a law about a little over a year ago, so.
It was a year ago that they were in the morning, 6
Oh,
o'clock.
that's the rooster, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't have to.
They were also.
When they want eggs, they
What do you mean, eggs and eggs?
Well, is there a code for a fence? Can a fence be built on a
6 feet.
3-foot retaining
The
wall?
code is pretty silent when it comes to that. It says, it gives a height of 6 foot for a fence,
Right,
doesn't really get into retaining walls. I'll have to look at it a little closer, but it's,
What's on top of the wall?
yeah, but it doesn't say anything about walls, it just says fence.
Fence. By being on top of the wall makes the fence like 9 feet out.
Yes.
And basically they doing that so we don't, I don't care what you do in your backyard. They hide because they've never had that, and we never had a problem. They right behind me. I never had a problem with them. You know, their son knocked the ball over my yard, I give it back, no problem. They had the barbecue, I got mine, everybody's good. But all of a sudden they start moving these people in there and they don't want to see what's going on, and that's when the fence went up. They build them sheds, I'm telling you, windows, lights, and heat. Somebody living in there. You can't tell me they're not living in there.
the problem is, we know the former occupant, and it's a 2-bedroom house.
It's a cottage.
But the basement is the length of the house.
So they got people living in the basement too.
Well, we don't know
Yeah, I
that,
know that.
but it's, you know.
If you go back there right now, there's about 20 cars in the yard. In the yard. They even parked all in the yard. It's ridiculous, it's so sad, man. And like I said, I don't begrudge anyone for trying to start a new life and doing things. I'm all well for that. Most of the people come here, they do real good. They fix them house real nicely, fix them up real nice. But right now, the people behind me, they starting to get on my nerves and they're getting out of hand. And you're hiding something. Why are you hiding? Because you're doing something that's not right. And that's why you're hiding. And the parking of cars, and they're the ones too, also pulling their cars there. And what I was saying about the residential thing, because you have to show that you got a license, that you live in Elmsford. And I'm sure the license don't say that. Some of them might not even have a license. And it's just, you know, it's just really sad.
I don't want him to be the parking police.
All right, yeah, hey, I'm gonna make sure you give me a spot. You know, no matter what, I'm gonna give you a spot. I've been there. And then another thing, you got garbage cans there, they sit in their car, they just throw the garbage in the car. I yell at them, I said, yo, my man, what's wrong with you? Well, you better pick that up and put it, I tell them, I don't care. Pick it up and put it in the garbage, it's right there, why are you throwing it on the ground?
Well, the
It's
other
just
side-
respecting.
The other one's very active. And since the law was passed, it's not active anymore, and I'm not picking up marijuana bags. But now it's when they get out of their trucks at night, they just throw stuff.
and stayed there.
Yeah, and you know what? If you put a trash can there, it would be a catch-all. You can't even do that.
But they wouldn't even go to me.
Well,
They
you
wouldn't
know,
care, they throw it out like they do, because they do a lot of drinking, they get drunk, that's another thing. Now, there's a lot of stuff that goes on, I can't help it, but my wife, I call my wife Miss Peacock, she knows me out the window. I say, come on, Miss Peacock, you know, but then when she decided, I gotta look. So anyway, but they do a lot of things out there they shouldn't be doing, and I mind my business most of the time, but when it came to this parking, that's when I got upset. You know what I'm saying? As far as all those things, I mind my business. But when you start taking all these spots and leaving your car there 4 days without moving it, now one guy had a flat, it stayed there 2 weeks. He had a flat tire 2 weeks, that car stayed there, never moved, never did nothing. I said, this doesn't make sense.
so perhaps there could be a sticker put on the car if they're more than a couple of days, you think?
Well, then they'll know, you know, they'll just make a note of it, and if it's there longer than it should be, they can go it.
And I'm just like that, so I'm at the call.
No.
Make sure they do
No,
one.
he's right in the box, here he is.
9 o'clock, run by there to take a look, and some commercial vehicles, ticket them. And after 2 tickets, you gotta get told. You gotta go, because it's sad, they got 4 or 5 vans. They just park them there like, these their business vans, they go clean it. Which is, that's cool, you got a business. But why you parking on your vans here?
If you can't park at
Yeah,
home.
that's not our problem. And you should be begrudging other people from allowing them to park their van there, because you wanna park your work vans here. Oh, you can't do that. It's, man, I tell you, I was just mad, I had to come to this. I had to be here tonight, just to voice my opinion, and y'all know, you do what you have to do. But, I'm just letting, it's no. I appreciate you, please take a look at it.
No, thank you, thanks for letting us know.
But, thank you for letting me say.
Just to make sure we don't have no fun.
Yeah, that's what you see, and I understand her point too, because it's so much, and it's scary.
I couldn't take it.
And those 4 fire department is good, they already.
I was so
I'm not gonna
grateful. They tore everything down to the studs. I'm grateful to say I'm back home. And I did personally go to the fire department, which I couldn't get in one of them. But I felt it necessary to go to personally say thank you, because during that time, you're traumatized. They're doing their job. They don't have time to talk to you.
Right.
So I was relocated for almost 8-9 months. And I was able to come back home and go personally say thank you. So thank you
A
all.
lot of people don't say thank you.
No, they do great, they do a good job. They really do.
I was like, who's this lady bringing this kid? Why is she bringing this kid? You know, it's like 23 White Plains Avenue, and a former coworker, Anthony Graves, said he got a text that a lady came to say thank you and left cakes, because I was grateful. But at the time, I was just so traumatized. So anything with fire is a trigger, you know?
Like I said, I want to thank you for hearing and let me, vent, because that's all I'm doing, vent. And I get tired of calling the police, I wait for all right, I get on that phone, yo, hello, officer, the sergeant, whatever he has the phone, that's you, all right, I say, whoever it is, and I say, hello, how you doing, Mr. They out there, so, and you come by and take a look. They were out there doing the snowstorm, I don't know if you came by, they had a commercial vehicle out there, and I guess with all the snow, you couldn't see it, and I don't know if he got a ticket because he was facing in, but the plate said commercial, and he stayed there, but he left yesterday morning when I was gone. I said, they got up in the morning, they came, they got that bed.
Special thank you to DPW.
They do a good
Oh,
job.
my goodness.
He's sitting right there, too.
Yeah, that's. But anyway, that's all I have to say. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, that's.
No, that's not.
I'm done.
That's all.
I'm done. Yeah, maybe I'm something next week. I'm something else. No, because I'm just frustrated. That's because I had peace. All these years I had peace, and now, Lord. So I had to voice that opinion.
How's Curtis going?
Excuse me.
Curtis, how's he doing?
Curtis is real good. Curtis is a good guy.
That's the.
Curtis my man.
It doesn't come as much.
No, I couldn't find it. A couple other people have been here. One is sick, one of the neighbors, and the other one she's working.
Yeah.
So that's why they didn't come, but we just wanted to come. We really trying to see if we can get the stickers, but we said we can't do that. So we could get
No,
that.
we can fix it the other way, so thank you.
Well, we appreciate that very much.
Thank you for coming down.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all for listening. We appreciate it.
Thank you for help.
All right, yeah. Let's
I
go.
said what I was saying. Thanks, God. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn the meeting?
Make sure you go by it now. Right now, guys. Thank you, man.